Today's subject is feral cats and...
Well, that's midnight. Yes, that's midnight. She's a very suspicious cat. If I got any closer, she'd be out of there. And she's getting kind of fat in the belly, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there either.
Well, I found out later that what's going on there is kittens. So in addition to feral cats and protecting my equipment and barn against feral cats, is bluebirds, protecting bluebirds from snake robbery. And we're going to do that with electric fence. The installation of underground electric fence that then connects to overhead electric fence wires that result in protection from feral cats and for bluebirds.
This is the underground fence wire that we use. It's a double, this is a 500-foot roll, the double wall insulated wire. You can see there's a black outside casing, then there's this white inside casing, and get this in focus here. There's a 12.5 gauge triple galvanized wire inside of that. We've used several different varieties of underground fence wire, and we like this the best. We get it from Ken Cove Fence. Some of the other types of wire we've had real bad success with. I'll show some examples here. We do a lot of electric fence work around here, and Charcoals wants to be in the picture here. This is Charcoal. But anyhow, we do a lot of electric fence work around here, and I pulled this off some braces that I had set up on a fence, and you can see that it had just the insulation had just busted apart, stretched. It's brittle. It's fallen apart. All sorts of shorts could happen like this. So this has been above ground, not underground, but connections, insulated connections above ground are necessary. I had problems with this kind of wire even underground, where something like that, if it was underground, it would short out immediately. So anyhow, you have to use good stuff if you don't want to keep redoing it all the time.
So why do I want to exclude feral cats from the barn? These kittens are awfully cute. We've got, 6 of them here, and I think there's another 2. And there's 2 mama cats, and this all came about because of the male cat that's there also. No surprise, I guess.
Several years ago, this black cat showed up here. Midnight, I called her. And so she was kind of scrawny, so I started feeding her, and then other cats showed up, and right now there's 3 feral cats running around here that I don't feed in the arch barn anymore. I feed in the chick barn because I wanted to wean them away from being in the arch barn, because cats, I don't know, they tend to mark where they are. They mark their territory, and it sort of becomes problematic when we have to share territory, I guess. I don't know if you can see it on the windshield here.
Here's the inside view. And instead of going outside, they tend to use the inside facilities around the wood shop and sawmill and all the sawdust that's there. So this is why I want to keep the feral cats outside of the arch barn. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm also undertaking trapping and neutering program. I've got the male cat neutered and one of the female cats neutered. And I've got most of the kittens trapped in another enclosure. But that's a different story. This video is about installing underground electric fence wire.
All right, so I'm going to get started trenching a space to put this underground electric wire. All the tools of, I guess not really tools of choice, but tools that I've got right now and seem to be the best way to do it through this hard ground. It is a grub hoe and a regular hoe. We've got a lot of this stuff to put up. We've got a lot of these gateways that we want to run underground electric wire in front of. And Jeffrey's talking about putting together a tool that we can use on the tractor to just sort of plow the wire in. Now that would be nice, and I hope we get to that, but don't have that now, and so I'm going to proceed with this and try not to dig up the water line again, and we'll see how we go here. It's very dry. We got inches of water the other day, and with this sandy soil, it just washes right away or drains right out. But this is fairly loose. It's going through pretty fast. Only going down to, well, 3 or 4 inches here. It doesn't have to be very deep. All right, so that went good. I'm going to clean it out with the regular hoe a little bit. All right, so now I need to go across here where we're going to get that net fence set up to keep the feral cats from going into the arch barn. We're going to call that good enough. This is what we've got. Ran a trench from where I was putting the other line in yesterday. Ran a trench along this gate to this corner here, so we can connect up to that wire that goes down to protect further things further down. And then from here we're going across. We got 2 or 3 inches deep to the corner of the arch barn, where we will connect into this poultry net wire that we're going to use to try to exclude the feral cats. All right, we're going to install the underground wire now. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect the electricity from this suspended wire. I don't want to give myself a shock unnecessarily. Okay, I've got wire and wire cutters. Put those up there. And now we just need to roll out this fence. Not sure how exactly I'm going to do this, but I want to give myself enough wire, loose wire, to join up with this other one that I've got coming over from over there. So I assume coming over to here, and we'll make a bend there, and we're going to put in a bunch of dirt to fix it in position. Okay, so that should stay there. This spool of wire isn't light by any means either. Okay, I think I'm just going to roll it out beside the trench and then fit it into the trench once I've got it rolled out. I think that'll work out better. Okay, so let's see here. Put some dirt in it in a few spots just to keep it down. Of course, here's where the ants are. Not as bad as it could have been. I've disturbed them several times. They're moving on somewhere else. Okay. Now we're going to bring it up on this side of the fence here. I just want to leave myself enough slack to do that. And I'll just cut this here. All right, so we got that there. Now we're going to run it across the alleyway over to the arch barn. Not much dirt here. I'll have to bring some dirt in from somewhere else. I finished running the electric wire over to the arch barn. Down at the bottom here where that steel plate protrudes, I put some shielding around the electric cables, some 1/2-inch tubing, spray tubing is what that is, and then did a couple of spots along the 2x4 going up to where the switch is mounted. These are the new switches that I got. I kind of like them. They worked out pretty nice. In this case, on a flat board, they've got a bevel on the inside of them, so they fit around round posts, but it provided a convenient place to run the cable up, and then I looped it around and then attached it to the split bolt right there. On this side, the middle bolt, I connected another wire that goes down and hooks on to the poultry wire fence that is then shielding the arch barn from the invasion of feral cats. At least that's the hope. Well, that's midnight sneaking in just as I'm taking this video. That plank I've got there is supposed to be an exit ramp.
so any cats trapped inside the barn can climb up the ramp and jump over and out. I think Midnight from the outside leapt over onto the top of the ramp, and she just snuck down back into the arch barn. I guess I'm going to have to do something about that. But back to underground electric fence wire. I'm going to show now some of the connections I used and how I got that set up.
All right, I'm going to install one of these nice switches that we get from Kencove. It's got a cutout on the back side of it so that it can go onto a round post. There's 4 holes. I'm going to be using 3-inch deck screws. We're going to go over here to this post here, and this is a post. I've got electric coming in from my setup over there, and this electric is going to feed the wire that's going to go underneath the bluebird house. Alright, so I've got a drill. Alright, so I think I'm going to put it about right here. I usually like to drill a little pilot hole to start these deck screws. It's not required that you have a hole to drill the screw into, but it makes it simpler for me to get started. Okay, and it's not completely. I'm going to get the other holes set up first, and then before I tighten it down completely. Alright, so that's where it's going to be located. This is the power coming in. That's going to come down and hook into this top connection. What it does is it's basically a split bolt arrangement. You take this off, take that out. And so you can see it's got a split bolt. The split bolt, so the knife clips go in. It's got a washer. I'm going to put that in. Then I'll put the wire in and then tighten it down. Have to clip this and get it set up first, and then so power comes in here, and this is going out to the fence then. So that engages, and you don't have electric going until you engage that top part of the knife like that, and it's easy to pull out and seems to work real nice. Okay, so wire stripper, wire cutter, let's cut it about there. And it's 12 12 gauge wire. So I use the 12 gauge cutout. And that just slips right off, leaving the bare wire. And that just goes in that like that. You don't have to curl it around or anything to try to make a connection. It's got a pretty solid connection between there we go, between the washer and the nut. Okay, so this takes a 7/8 inch wrench, and have to be careful you don't strip it out. So you just make it kind of snug. And we're good to go. All right, I cut and shaped a short section of insulated wire that will fit in here. That threads in there. Put it in this split bolt here. And the nut goes on. Snug this up a little bit. Okay, so then come over to here on this side. Open tap crimp sleeve. It's cut open on one side, threaded on the other, or solid on the other side. So you can attach it to an existing wire, and this makes a permanent electrical connection. That sets up there like that. And then use this tool here to crimp it in place. So there we have a tensioned electric wire protecting the birdhouse. It can expand and contract in cold and hot weather, and that'll expand and stretch with it. And then we just turn the power on and off with this nice switch here. All right, the bluebird house with the chicks inside of it. I just took a picture of them. I'll insert that here, I hope.
Here we've got 4 bluebird chicks.
They are protected from snakes. I think we lost the last batch from a snake crawling up and going in and eating them. But I've got aluminum flashing here, so a snake won't be able to crawl up. And if for some reason the snake does get up and try to get onto the wire and go in there, I've got electrified top wire here right now around 3,000 volts. So I'd like to see a batch of fledglings coming out pretty soon. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks for watching Longleaf Sheep Hill Ranch. If you're interested in watching more bluebird activity, click on the link to the Bluebird Supplement video. It is 10 minutes of bluebird activity around their house.